look, this is going to be the first big kite surfing event since King of the Air. And the eyes of the world are on the scoring system. No, I'm just joking. But let's... Hey, mate, the forecast is looking good at Klipmøller for day one.
Yeah, Sunday. Sunday looks good.
I think after Sunday, it's looking like it could not be so good. It's looking like the wind's swinging more to the north, right? Later in the week. So day one could be the day.
Yeah, I looked. I haven't checked the forecast today, but when I checked yesterday, I saw that. Good. Yeah, I saw that Sunday. And actually, we had a discussion with the judges team as well. And they said that we do have wind on Sunday. So if we can, we should run it on Sunday.
You know, look, if you want to run a big air event, you have to run it on the wind. It's kind of crazy, right? I mean, I know that's the premier event and that they're trying to showcase it, but you need to run the big air when it's the windiest going to be. That's what we want as fans.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I'm actually a bit nervous because I wouldn't say nervous, but I have tested the system. As you know, we are going to use my system heatscoring.com to for the called Hawaii Games Big Air competition. And we have done quite a lot of changes in there, and we haven't run it like a live test with judges and everything. I've done tests on my own, yeah. So, but I would be a little bit calmer if we had the first days to actually test it. Just go in there on Saturday and then Sunday morning starting the competition and just hoping that everything will work as
how many interfaces are operating at one time?
For the judging team, we have one head judge that starts and stops the heats and also now the countdown, because we have a countdown.
No, I'm talking about your interface, right? How many people will be putting into your interface? Let's say 4 other judges, maximum 5.
3 judges, one that will set the name of the trick, and then like me acting as the head judge, being able to change tricks and everything. So basically, you could say it's 5 people.
Why don't you get 4 of your friends come over to your house, put in King of the Air 2020, and just run the simulation and get them to judge. It doesn't matter what scores they're putting up because it's not the point, right? And then just get them to judge it, and you just put the pressure on the system and see if it can keeps up with it. You know?
Yeah, I have pressure tested the system, so I used like an online service to simulate 1,000 simultaneous users because they're also a public page. Where you can go in, they can see the scores coming up live. Yes. And I'm not sure if we will promote that and have that for this competition, but I wanted to test it because since it's a live ticker, then I want to make sure that the hosting partner holds up, you know. But yeah, I was actually thinking exactly that, what you said, but doing it with the judges before the meeting. So putting up like one heat from King of the Air, having the judges try out. I mean, I want to see them use the score system as well, and then score one of the heats of King of the Air, and because that would probably be the best live test before the actual competition that they could do.
Definitely.
Yeah. But I'm heading there now on Saturday morning. So it's a 5.5 hours.
I hope they run it Sunday. Honestly, by looking at the forecast, I mean, everyone wants Sunday. That's what everyone's sort of warming up to. I see the sort of social media pages getting excited about Sunday. Yeah. If we miss look, this is going to be the first big kite surfing event since King of the Air. And the eyes of the world are on the scoring system. No, I'm just joking. But let's give the riders, let's give the people what they want. You know, I mean, the crowd will enjoy it as well. You know, I think that's important.
Yeah. And exactly. I hope we will. I did see. I think the forecast said something about, was it 20 knots or something like that?
20 to 30, gusting 25 to 35. But some people have been texting me some other sites saying it's going to be over 40. So
I'm just hoping. I mean, if we do get nuking wind, I'm hoping we run it on Sunday for sure. And just hoping everyone gets there in time as well. With traveling now, I'm not so sure everyone knows how and when, and that we can actually trust the airlines. And but either way, people looking stoked about it, and I am too. I want to go there and meet all the guys and the girls, and just be part of, but I still haven't got the final startup line, so not being able to put in the names in there, but I'm pretty sure I will get that before Sunday.
Hey, there's still. I wrote on their Facebook page. I said, "Hey, who's the 18th rider? There's only 17 names here. It's supposed to be an 18-man event. I want to know."
I did the same. I haven't got an answer myself either.
Big Air is back. Big Air is back.
Big Air is back, and that's the topic of the day. We are talking about the Big Air Kite League. I have my supporter shirt on. I know that you're waiting for yours, but should we dive into it? Yeah,
Big Air Kite League. Go. I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I think so too.
I actually think that this Cold Hawaii Games is a precursor to what the Big Air Kite League can be. I mean, it doesn't. We're talking B-level events and the next level down from the majors, which is King of the Air and what's the name. And I think that if this can be good enough, in turn, it will become its own major, right? I think you have to start somewhere. You have to have a regular event, and then it can turn. I think that's what Mike's dream is, to get more people, give more people the chance to ride Big Air. I think this is a fantastic event on the weekend that's coming up, and that's going to be a lot like he's done before. I know he's run one event in Cape Town, which was a huge success. I think Yannick, I want to say Yannick won it, but maybe I'm wrong. But maybe
I don't think it was Yannick. I can check it.
I think Yannick won the KFC one. Yannick won the KFC one, and then the one after that was won by maybe the French rider. I can't remember, for F1 rider.
Yeah, that's right. Antonin Regin.
Yeah, Antonin.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Ronja, Antonin Ronja. Come on, where's your French?
Dude, I'm ashamed to say I've actually studied French for 6 years, and I can't really.
Oh, my French is terrible. The only reason I try and work on these names is when I have an interview with somebody, I always ask a French friend or what's name, how do I say this properly? Because it's so hard, and I'm terrible. I mean, that's at least you speak another language. I'm English. We're the prisoners of our own tongue,
Yeah, but we Swedes are pretty good with English, I would say, in general. But I mean, the Swedish language I've heard is really hard and not really comparable to many other languages. We have Danish, of course, and the Norwegian, and I actually heard that the Dutch is a bit similar as well. When I had Eurozone coming over to Sweden, he said that he could actually understand quite a lot when we were talking Swedish as well. But
let's get back to Big Air.
Yeah, let's get back to that. That's more interesting.
Big Air doesn't need any language. It doesn't need any language.
No, it's always the same. I do agree with you. I think I would love to see the Cold Hawaii Games, which will come now this next week, be part of the Big Air Kite League, because then I think that we have, as you said, the two majors, or the two King of the Air and the Mega Loop Challenge. And but we need more. We need to have more competitions, and that's what Big Air Kite League want to do. And if NEC and the Danish team are successful with creating a yearly competition that will come back, that will be another one. But it is a little bit different focus on this competition. It's more similar to what the Big Air Kite League want to do.
Yeah. The Big Air Kite League, though, I think this is a great event, and whether it becomes part of the Big Air Kite League, I don't know. And I'll probably say I don't think so, because I know that the Big Air Kite League is really set up to even a smaller level, right? I mean, it's an open source platform where, let's say you have a windy spot, you can go onto bigairkiteleague.com, you can download the rules, how to run an event, everything there. It's an open source. You can actually put it in place and run your own event. Maybe you just have a who can jump the highest event with no loops, and try and get more people riding Big Air. I think the underlying principle for the Big Air Kite League is to get more people involved in Big Air riding. then the next step is to put on more events that will attract people, give them riding experience, give them competition experience, so they can go from that next level, the Big Air Kite League, the next step to the bigger fly to events. I think we probably have, you have the majors, then you're going to have the fly twos, and then the Big Air League will probably intertwine between those. You'll have some that are at the fly two level and some below. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because maybe in Klipmuller in two months' time, they'll have another Big Air event, and they'll just put up some local riders will put it on there, and it will be part of the Big Air Kite League. So at the moment, the Big Air Kite League is really just a chance for you to put on your own event, rather than actually something it's coming, it's precursor.
Yeah, and I have some follow-up questions on that, because I think there is a challenge on how to, if it's supposed to be a league, then there has to be some there has to be some like a top list or a scoring that defines the league, right? So let's get into that. But first, you actually got a hold of Get High with Mike McDonald, and got him to record a short message for us about what the Big Air Kite League is. Should I play that?
Yep. Yeah, play it.
So we can hear what he had to say about it.
Hey, what's up, bro? So I just want to share my thoughts with you about the Big Air Kite League. So Big Air kiting is blowing up. Every single year, I'm amazed by how much the riding level has increased. Last year, there were maybe 20 guys that could do a kite loop board off. Now there are 50 plus, and you're even seeing kids throwing kite loop board offs with tic-tacs and flips. It's insane. The level is increasing exponentially. When I look back 3 years ago, it was a big deal to do a kite loop blade back roll. Now almost everybody can do a kite loop blade back roll, and many guys are doing triples. It's just insane. So with so many great riders coming up in the sport, why do we still only have 2 major competitions every year? That's the problem that Big Air Kite League is solving. There are tons of riders, but there aren't enough competitions. So when we look at a competition, we don't look at it like some big, impossible task. We're simplifying the task. We're making basic, simple, bare bones, no frills attached competitions. All you need at the core is riders and judges with a scoreboard. So we're running competitions, and we're making it easier for other people to run competitions by sharing our Run Your Own Competition starter pack. That's basically a Google Drive folder with everything that you need to market your competition, get all your organizers, all your volunteers on board with what they're doing, to get the riders on board with what the judging criteria are and what's going to score well, the judging sheets to record, the scores for the riders, pretty much everything that you could need to run your event, just not the sweat work and labor that goes into running the event. And at the end of the day, we're doing all of this for the riders. That's at our core. It's all about the stoke and giving the riders an opportunity to do what they love, and hoping that we can grow this into something where big air kiting is truly a professional sport, where riders can actually make a living and be professional big air kiters.
Yeah, that was Mike McDonald.
That goes back to what I said before, creating more events, and if they sort of, as I said, snake between the fly to and smaller events, because the Big Air Kite League will have some big events that could become fly to events, but it will have the event, it won't be just at one level. The Big Air Kite League will be able to host events at all levels, because you can buy the starter pack, or you download the starter pack and run your own one. There will be events at high levels. And as I said, as Mike said, the sport needs this. This is what people want to do. For example, talking to these young guys like Jamie Overbeek, he's done one competition only. And now he's basically going out in the first big kiteboarding event. It's not a major, but it's pretty near close. It's got superstars in the event. And like anything, if you're a junior sportsman coming through the grades, you need to do the junior competitions. You need to do the second tier, third tier, dabble in the seniors before you make your debuts in the pros, So in Big Air, we just drop them straight in. So it will be, I think it's like anything. You've got to have grassroots foundation competitions to develop the side of the sport.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that we will see a lot of the young riders coming to Denmark this weekend. They have the potential to do amazing things. I've seen Eric Ida, for example, the Estonian guy. I mean, his last clip now, it was, totally amazing. But coming there, unexperienced, meeting your stars, you have only seen them and love them on social media, and then with all the people and everything around it, I think it's a lot of pressure on those young guys as well and girls. But having this sort of getting competition experience where you actually are scored in what you do, I think it's a perfect start, as you said, to go through the junior league or whatever you call it. So I agree with you. Yeah.
That is, I see that as step. I see that as step B and C. I still think step A is to have, do some local events. But I think I've told you the story before. I was in Thailand. I went to an event in Thailand. It was for guys who had been riding under 6 months. And it was awesome. Everyone was on the beach cheering. And it was such a great atmosphere. Everyone was involved. And maybe you do a Big Air event where you say, okay, Group A, you can enter. It's no loops. It's just a woo jumps. We're going to put 4 woos out there. Group B, we're going to do loops. I bet you get more people going in the no loop and high jump thing, because everyone thinks they can jump high, right? So I bet you get triple the numbers in there. But that doesn't mean that some of those will go and filter into the next group and then filter up and filter up and filter up and do more competitions and hopefully progress. I mean, you're going to have to, it's going to be kids. Look at the ages of the kids this weekend. There's 14 to, I think, 22, 23. And then you've got the invited guys. The invited guys are the old boys.
They're twice the age almost.
Some of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, that's the key, right? I mean, the key is you actually have to start at grassroots kiteboarding. And grassroots is probably not a good, let's call it small waves kiteboarding, and then build it up and let that come through. And that's what the Kite League can actually do. The Big Air Kite League can actually give you the opportunity to run events for everyone at every level, and the elite can go on to the next level. It's a stepping stone. It's a ladder. It's a ladder to success.
And do you think we can? Do you think we will see like a proper league like this in the future? Because as you said, now they have been running one event that was in Cape Town. I actually had a friend joining it. I didn't know, but a friend of mine were actually down there and were part of the competition. So I will try to speak to him about what he thought about it as well. But so they have run one event, and that was actually not even this year. It was December 2019. This year is special year, but should be able to run bigger kite leagues on a local beaches. And I actually know that there will be, I think it will be, is it this weekend as well, a Big Air competition in like Lithuania or Estonia or somewhere. I saw a picture of that, but not part of the Big Air Kite League. So the question is, do we think that it could be part of a big league?
I'm going to say no initially. I think initially we'll be giving people the opportunity to set stuff up. I think the Big Air Kite League will tie into some events, and see, the thing is to do that, you need money. To create a league, you need money. You need people to invest in it, people to go around, and people aren't going to travel unless there's sponsorship money and there's winning prizes and stuff like that. So my initial feeling is no, but I think if the Big Air Kite League can do it right, and look, Michael is very much what he touches turns to gold. The guy's he's got a work ethic. He works hard, and he's doing a great job for the industry. So I'm sure Mike McDonald can get this working, and link in with the right people and create the right events and tie up. And then at that stage, I think yes. If he sets a goal to say, right, the Big Air Kite League's going to run all the Fly 2 events, then definitely. Then there's a whole other step. But I think the initial step is A, to get more people involved and use it as an open source. B, link in with events that are already running and try and help them or change them or bring maybe a little bit of star power to them. But listen, let's be honest. Let's look at the big cold Hawaii Games. If it wasn't for Nick, nobody would be going. Okay, let's be honest, right? Nick's come in there. He said, "Hey, we're running this. I'm getting involved and I'm inviting 5 or 6 riders. We're going to put this out." All the young guys got involved. Okay, everyone jumped on it, and he's like, "Okay, now it's a fly-to event. It's got more momentum." But that all happened because of Nick. Let's be honest. If it wasn't for Nick, that wouldn't be happening.
No.
So star power and names can help, and I think Mike has got that name to a certain level that he can push this forward. The guy's working hard on that, and I'm pretty sure he can do it. But again, we're still in the foundation stage of this. This is still step one.
And also, I mean, of course, it helps with having Mike behind this, well-known name, being on the top of the Woo's leaderboard score and everything. So he has an audience that he can push out these kind of things too. I do think that there is one thing missing for it to be like a league that can be run on different places in the world. And that is a joint, like a leaderboard, where you can register your riders. And if they decide to go, let's say it was a Big Air Kite League event now in Denmark, and the guys coming there, they come from Holland, they come from the UK, they come from Estonia, from Sweden, everywhere. If I were part of that and then decide to go to a Big Air Kite League event in Sweden, then I can get my scores from 2 events. And that, I think, is I'm not sure it's possible to do that without having it being, an advantage to the guys that can actually travel a lot compared to the ones that can't. But I think that will be like a proper league. Me being able to, as an organizer, register the riders and add the scores, the winners and the scores from there. Then you can actually travel around, and the ones that do want to be part of many of the the league events can actually be like a top winner, being part of like 4 or 5 events or something like that.
Yeah, I mean it's very, very tough. I mean, to have a league is great. Are you opening up to therefore the people who can afford to ride it? You know, let's say someone who goes and he gets the semifinals in 5 spots, he might have enough points to be at the top. That doesn't mean he deserves to be there. He deserves to be there through participation. You know, it's a very tough one to do. Again, I don't want to be, I'm not a naysayer because I think this is great, but I want to see where year 2 is, year 3. It's like anything. Year 1 is always tough because you don't really know. I know that Mike had big plans for this year, but it's obviously been put on ice. But let's see where the Big Air Kite League second event is going to be held. Let's see what comes on in the future and let's see people start putting on their own events and tagging it, you know, start building that community up. You know, the apparel's going out there. So more and more pros shooting the apparel out. That's great. This is not just an apparel brand. It has to be people running events and tagging Big Air Kite League and people seeing that actually people are doing it. That will start the momentum rolling. At the moment, we're the tiny snowball at the top of the hill. You know, if people don't start pushing the snowball down the hill, Mike can't push it himself. And I'm not saying that to stand up for Mike. I'm saying that's the feeling I get, that this is such a great idea, but it needs the community to get involved with it.
Yeah, I think so too. And to be honest, there are more Big Air events going on in the world, and that's good, but we don't hear about it. At least I don't hear about many of them because they're not part of something bigger. And this, I think, can be. And as you said, Mike has done a tremendous job with investing in this and putting it up there as open source for everyone to use. I have actually registered to get the package as well. I haven't got it yet, but I know I will get it soon and look into it a little bit more. But he can't run all the events himself, of course. He did the first one in Cape Town, and he will probably be involved in another one in Cape Town or whatever as well. But need to be spread and be up on the webpage. And as you said, I mean, everyone buying this apparel shirts are actually giving a little bit of money for them to be able to continue do this. So I recommend everyone that do want to see a Big Air Kite League being going big to go to bigairkite.com and bigairkite.com. I will link in this description to both the pod and the YouTube as well. And buy the apparel. Amazing t-shirt. I just love mine. And there are many more.
And you know, the cool thing is, if you buy, let's say you buy the Yannick Jagodzicki t-shirt, which I got a Yannick one, I got a Big Air Kite League, I got a bunch of stuff. 5% goes to support Yannick, and I think Yannick's got a shirt out. I know that Josh has also got a shirt, and sort of the classic pictures of Yannick holding the board out and Josh with the kite looping under him. So there's some cool stuff. There's actually lots of other great stuff on the site. There's also really cool information about spots. And again, that's sort of an open source. You can update it. You can put your own spot in there. They'll verify it and give you a tick. So if you are looking to travel, there's heaps of cool stuff on there as well. I mean, it really is a cool site. I mean, I know Mike's put a lot of work personally into that, and it's actually very cool. Yeah,
I heard a little bit about it from your interview with him as well, but I went in there. As you said, it's starting to get an amazing spot guide to if you want to travel. Now maybe for next year, but
one day,
yeah, exactly.
One day traveling,
exactly. I'm looking forward to going to the Big Air competition in Denmark, and I'm trying to. I want to, as far as I can, help to promote that we can get more Big Air kite events, of course, as well. And I will actually try to speak with Mike as well if they do want to have some sort of an online score system, then maybe we can do something together with the system.
We forgot to talk. I mean, he does have an online competition starting actually.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He has an online Big Air competition and a big crash competition. He's got a bunch of stuff on there. I'm sure that's all on the website, so definitely check it out there as well. I think this is going to be good. I mean, I think this is the start. You know, it's the beginning of something cool. And like he said, you know, over the last 3 years, the development in Big Air has been unbelievable, right? And if you think about it, I've been saying for a long time on the podcast that I think we'll start following like other sports where the champions will get younger and younger and younger. If you look at snowboarding and skateboarding and all these things, the champions are 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, they're kids. And I think we're starting to see that. If you look at this breed that's riding this weekend, it's unbelievably talented. Now they've been given an opportunity to shine. Let them shine through. There's a whole nother breed below these kids that are coming through. So I think it's exciting times, and I think it's going to be a little bit of a sort of wake-up call for the older generation. They have the experience for sure, but who knows what's happening in the future? Are we seeing a wholesale change in the sport when it comes to Big Air, and predominantly was big older guys? Now it might be the young guys as well.
I think you have touched on it before, having like a freestyle background when you go to Big Air, and that you have an advantage there. But looking at the younger kids now, they are not so into freestyle. I think they will. No. I think they will develop the Big Air kite scene in their way. Yeah. So I think there will be a lot.
Here's something to think about though. Who will be the most prominent riders out of the freestyle game that give up on freestyle and come over to Big Air? I know Liam's still doing both, but I think we'll probably soon see guys who maybe give up the freestyle dream and just commit to Big Air full time and come over on the back of a strong freestyle name. And we saw Bebe dabble a few years ago, but didn't work out. But let's see. Some guys will come.
Yeah, I agree. I wonder what happens with the freestyle then, but there will probably be.
Hey, I'm doing a podcast this Friday with Colin Carroll, Colin's Corner, episode 7 maybe. We're going to be talking about the GKA distance battle. I've got the down low, I've got the goss.
When is that? When is the start of that? That's this week. This week as well, right? 19th, or was it something like that? Yeah.
I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know.
No, we have to follow that up as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, Adrian, I know what I will be doing this week and then the next week. Hope you will follow us being there in Klitmøller, Denmark. Yeah.
I think the world will be watching because, as I said, it's the first bit of kiteboarding we've seen for some time, and the world's sort of gagging for it. Other sports have got going, and we've seemed to be slow to pick it up. So I think whatever stream they have, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, we'll definitely be watching.
Yeah. And if you see a guy with starting to get gray hair running around, and that will be me.
Well, it won't be me because it won't be me because I'm already grey.
Oh yeah, I'm starting, but I think this week will give me more. Now
finish it off.
I'm super happy about the opportunity, of course, as well, and I'm hoping to that.
Well, maybe your scoring platform is something that you can work with the Big Air Kite League moving forward. Say, hey, I've got the scoring platform there as well.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I built it to begin with for the Swedish tour, but I mean, we have tested it there for a couple of years, and now it's rebuilt for the Big Air scene as well. So maybe, I'd be happy to look into it because I mean, I built it. It's there. If someone wants to use it and be able to broadcast it for everyone to follow, then that's just fine. I'm happy about it.
Awesome.
All right, mate. Thank you so much for this time.
That might have been that might be our shortest one.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
we originally said we're going to do 20-minute YouTube pieces. That's blown out to 50 minutes, 45. What do we go this time? 35?
I don't know. Maybe something like that. Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm trying to keep it down. I know that you're hot down there, so.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Broken. The heat's broken a little bit. I'm a little bit.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, no, good. But I mean, I think that somewhere there, 20 to 40 minutes. I mean, if we have something more to discuss, then that's fine. But I'm not trying to keep it as long as I can just for the sake of it. So. Absolutely. I'm super happy to have your time when I have it.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I look forward to these. It's always nice, easy. I always say it's a bit easy for me because I don't really have to think too much or prepare too much. I can just sort of sit down and I love talking about kiteboarding. I always say now I'm a professional talker.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, that's the title I want to get. Professional talker.
Professional talker.
Yeah. All right.
All right, man.
Thank you. See you soon again. And
I enjoy Klipmuller.
Yeah, I will for sure. All right.
Cool, man.
Yeah. Bye.